Canada Flight 759 was possibly the closest call in aviation history, as just one simple error, nearly caused the worst aviation disaster, almost colliding into 4 other aircraft. But what actually happened on the night of the Air Canada Flight 759 incident back in 2017? Well, stay tuned as we break up the sequence of events behind this incident. Currently, the aircraft is boarding a bit behind schedule. The aircraft is an Airbus A320-211, registered as Charlie Foxtrot Kilo Charlie Kilo, or in simple form just CFKCK. On the flight deck is Captain Dimitros Kisses, aged 51 at the time of the incident, and a total of 20,000 flight hours, including 4,800 of those on the A320. Joining him is First Officer Matthew Dampier, aged 42 at the time, and had 10,000 hours of flight time, with 2,400 on the A320. So the crew was very experienced overall, and on July the 7th of 2017, Air Canada Flight 759 departs from Toronto Pearson International Airport at 9:58 p.m. local time, over 30 minutes behind schedule. The flight continues uninterrupted, although it is made quite clear that the pilots and crew are quite sleep deprived. Some interactions with ATC were even delayed because of issues on their end. Air Canada Flight 759 was lined up on approach for San Francisco International, and they were cleared to land on runway 28R at 11:46 p.m. local time, marking the end of a long 5-hour flight. Although despite the numerous warnings, the pilots failed to recall that the runway next to it, 28L, had been closed off for maintenance just over half an hour before at 11:12 p.m. local time. And so since the pilots were quite tired, they accidentally mistaken the taxiway on the right as runway 28R, and before you knew it, they were lined up to land on the taxiway, where 4 other aircraft were lined up, holding a total of roughly 1,000 people. ATC suddenly realizes what's happening and orders Air Canada Flight 759 to go around. And so, in that instant, 4 words, Flight 759 go around, saved 1,000 people. Even the pilot said that something felt a bit off to them on approach. The NTSB investigation concluded that Air Canada Flight 759's close call was the result of 2 factors. The first one being the ILS system, and the second one being severe pilot fatigue. Because while it's usual protocol for landing to turn the ILS system on, in the case of Air Canada Flight 759, it had been found that the ILS system was not turned on. Nor did either of the pilots try to confirm this. Second of all was pilot fatigue, because both the pilots had been awake for a prolonged amount of time. Specifically, the captain had been awake for 19 hours, and the first officer had been awake for 12 hours. This showed that both pilots had been awake for a prolonged amount of time, which affected their alertness and focus in the cockpit. This was a severe safety concern and definitely did not have a good toll on the pilots either. These 2 reasons are most probably why Air Canada Flight 759 happened and had quite a close call. If you liked this video, then please consider leaving a like or subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.